Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Sport This Week video. And in today's video, we've got lots of sports. We haven't just got football, we've got cricket, football, basketball, UFC, and boxing, and F1. But if you are new around here and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, starting off, we've got cricket. In the cricket this week, the Test international game between England and Sri Lanka, I think I said that right, has been going on, and that ended, I think, yesterday or today, and England won 497 to 494. But other than that, because it is only Test cricket, it takes about a week, so that's the only bit of news for cricket. So moving on, we'll go to F1. So Cyril Abiteboul, I don't know how you say it properly, has left Renault ahead of relaunch as Alpine. So that's a big thing because he's been there for a while. He's been like I believe he was the main kind of maker of Renault in the way of he was the first director, I think. Other news, 2021 calendar changes. There's been quite a few of them. So instead of Australia, it's going to be Bahrain on the 26th of March, which is going to be the first race. Australia's moved to 19th of November. Imola race has returned for the 16th of April, which is the Italian Grand Prix. Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and Abu Dhabi have all had date changes, and there's still talks with the Chinese Grand Prix to see if it's going to happen or not, basically. I hope it happens just because more races are better, innit? It's just the whole kind of point in it. And then the last little bit of news, to replace Cyril, David Brivio is now the racing director for Alpine next season. A couple seasons ago, he was a motorsport kind of director, and now he's come to F1. So you see that happen quite a lot, and it's nice to see it happen. That's the end of F1 though. We'll move to basketball. So basically, with basketball, I've kind of going to do what I do with tennis because there's a lot of games and a lot of teams, and I don't have time to cover all the games. So I've chosen a few teams, and I'm just going to basically cover the results for them. So we've got the Lakers, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Bulls, the Celtics, the Clippers, and Miami Heat. So they're the 6 teams that I'm going to be covering, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to basically be saying the results for them. So starting off the week, Lakers won 120 to 102 versus Houston. I'm just going to call them 76ers. Lost 112 to 94 versus Atlanta. 76ers then won 137 to 134 after extra time versus Miami Heat. Lakers won 117 to 100 versus Houston. Lakers then won again 128 to 99 versus Oklahoma. Clippers won 111 to 106 versus New Orleans. 76ers won 125 to 108 versus Miami Heat. Boston won 124 to 97 versus Orlando. A few of the Boston games have been postponed. Bulls lost 125 to 127 after extra time versus Oklahoma. Lakers won 112 to 95 versus New Orleans. Clippers won 138 to 100 versus Sacramento. 76ers lost 106 to 104 versus Memphis. Miami lost 120 to 100 versus Detroit. New York won 105 to 75 versus Boston, and Bulls won 117 to 101 versus Dallas, and then Clippers won 129 to 96 versus Indiana. So that's basically how I do it. It's just a lot of reading, and yeah, it's just basically the results. So yeah, it's still a lot of reading, saying that I've only chose 6 teams that I'm covering. It's just because there's a lot of games that go on in the NBA. Moving on though, we'll go to the boxing. There's some dates, not any fights, dates. So Povetkin versus White rematch, which was always bound to happen after Povetkin won, has been arranged for the 6th of March. And Ben will fight Vargas on the 10th of April. 2 very big games there, and I'm looking forward to seeing the result of both of them because they're big games and could decide a lot in the future. Moving on to football. There's a lot of football, as per usual, but a bit more than usual. So, West Ham beat Stockport 1-0. Man United beat Burnley 1-0. Everton beat Wolves 2-1. Sheffield United got their first win of the season with a 1-0 win versus Newcastle. Holding has signed a new contract with Arsenal, keeping him at the club until 2024. AC Milan won 5-4 on pens after drawing 0-0 with Torino. Inter won 2-1 versus Fiorentina after extra time. Basically, just going to be covering like the Coppa Italia, I think that's what it's called, Super Cup. So basically, all the cups in the top 6 leagues, and then later on also a bit of like league games as well. Where was I? Napoli won 3-2 versus Empoli. Man City won 1-0 versus Brighton. PSG won 2-1 versus Marseille, which meant that they won the trophy. They're champions just 11 days after Pochettino took charge. That's big. That is very big. But I mean, it was kind of bound to happen. Like, they always seem to win it. It was a closer game than normal, but yeah, they always just seem to kind of win it. Spurs drew 1-1 with Fulham. Dembele has joined Atletico Madrid on loan, so that's a pretty big move, and it'd be interesting to see how he did that, because he's just coming back from an injury, and be interesting to see how he partners up with the other strikers at Atletico. Juventus won 3-2 versus I can't remember what they're called. Genoa, that's how you say it. It didn't come out then. Barcelona won 3-2 on pens after drawing 1-1 versus Real Sociedad, which meant they would go through to the final of the Super Cup. Holstein Kiel, a second division side, won 6-5 on pens after drawing 2-2 with Bayern. That's probably the biggest upset of the week. That is mental, how a Division 2 side that's like 5th or 4th can do that to a side that's just won the Champions League, who's first in the Bundesliga. That's just mental. Luka Jovic joined Frankfurt on loan from Real Madrid after basically he was already on loan for a while there, and now he's gone back on loan there, and he scored 2 goals on his debut, so congratulations to him. Arsenal drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace. Atletico Bilbao won 2-1, beat Real Madrid 2-1, which meant they go through to the final of the Super Cup. Atalanta won 3-1 versus Cagliari. Bruno Fernandes got Player of the Month. Dean Smith got Manager of the Month. Haller got Goal of the Month. Lazio won 3-0 versus Roma. Rooney has retired officially and has become the permanent manager for Derby, which was kind of bound to happen anyway eventually, and it's just happened this week. Osai Samuel will join Fenerbahce on a free at the end of the season because they've kind of like agreed terms. That's a really weird move because Osai Samuel's linked everywhere. He's a really like good young talent, and to go to Fenerbahce, I don't think that's a good move. I don't see that being a good move. Maybe it is, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Mete has joined AC Milan. West Brom beat Wolves 3-2 in the Black Country Derby. I am very, very happy about this. I am just wearing a normal shirt today, but you know. Brighton beat Leeds 1-0. West Ham beat Burnley 1-0. Leicester beat Southampton 2-0. Chelsea beat Fulham 1-0. Wolfsburg drew 2-2 with Leipzig. Man U drew 0-0 with Liverpool. Spurs beat Sheffield United 3-1. Man City beat Crystal Palace 4-0. Inter beat Juventus 2-0. Napoli beat Fiorentina 6-0, which is a huge result. Atletico Bilbao won 3-2 versus Barcelona and won the Super Cup. And also in this game, Messi got his first ever red card for Barcelona. So that was interesting. It looked like he was trying to scrap one of the players. That was really weird. But yeah, first ever red card for him. And Ozil has joined Fenerbahce after a long drawn out kind of spell at Arsenal where he didn't do anything. He's finally moved away and has finally joined Arsenal. And then that is football. That's the football news. One more sport now, and it's probably the big news. Might be the title and the thumbnail. But UFC, Holloway beat Qatar in amazing fashion after breaking his own world record so the original world record was 290 significant shots in one fight, and he changed that to 445 significant shots in one game. That is amazing. That is just amazing. And he's made a good title and thumbnail now. So, fair play to him. And that is it for Sport This Week. If you are new around here and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video. And thanks for watching.